man. Chat room's filling up, and people are starting to chat. So
Sweet.
It's a good sign.
Sweet.
He's going to ask us about Ragnarok.
I got stuff to talk
TJ
about
from
if we run
Minnesota
out.
said he's got both of your other CDs.
Oh, yeah.
He's familiar with your old lineup.
Yeah, well, on the last lineup, it was pretty much the same. We just added a guitar player and switched vocalists on the most recent album.
Okay, that's what he's saying.
That one's
All right.
Portrait of Evil.
I'm going to bring you in here about 30 seconds. I'll just talk real quick, and then I'll just kind of slide you right in. So. Yeah, we got like a 5-second delay, too, so.
All right, sweet.
Yeah.
So no yelling obscenities?
All right, MadBrad's Metal Mayhem on your Thursday night, folks. Little King Diamond, The Shrine, some Stone Bag, and a band called Massive Assault. Great stuff. Guess what? I've got Dark Mirror on the phone. What's up, guys? So how you guys been, man? You last week you had a big snowstorm and all that good stuff. And how's the weather out there this week?
Well, we had a couple gigs over the weekend, and we just got back early this morning from St. Paul. We played there last night.
Bad weather's not enough to keep us from playing shows.
Yeah, we head north in the middle of winter, but in this case it worked out because the storm was like southeast.
Worked out.
Cool. We've got quite a few people in the chat room. Kurt said to say hello, and Odin's in there.
Oh, sweet.
What up?
They're probably just listening to the King Diamond.
We got a metal cheer.
Oh, hell yeah.
Knows Marco?
Yeah.
Marco.
Yeah, he is a former member.
Really? Cool. Great to have him on the show. So, you guys are putting out a new release and working on some new material and stuff. Let's kind of history of the band here. Actually, band.
We didn't quite get that last bit. Connection might be a little fuzzy. Could you say that again?
How long has Dark Mirror been around? When did Dark Mirror actually start? What year?
It's basically became a really full-on active band like 2005. In my mind, it was kind of always there since I was this is Marco, since I was, 12 years old, but it kind of came to fruition and got a name on it, around that time.
Gotta love that vocabulary. Talk about fruits.
Before we go much further, so nobody gets confused, who all is there from the band tonight?
All right, this is Marco Battaglia, bass player.
You got Garen Draws, the guitar player.
Adam the Grimace Taylor, vocalist.
Okay.
And Clint Blumker on the drums.
And we're one man down. He can hardly talk. He actually has strep throat, but he did play the show, the last couple shows, sick as a dog. But he also does kind of dual lead vocal, sometimes lead vocals, sometimes harmonies. So he's here in spirit, I suppose.
We gave him one of those dog bones you were talking about. He's taking it easy tonight.
He's trying to get his voice back for the next show.
Okay. So you guys have been around for a few years and a couple lineup changes or member changes, however you want to call it.
For sure.
What would you classify your style? I mean, as far as your writing and style, is there any particular sound you go for, or do you just come up with the sound you got?
I would say it's kind of a combination of all our influences where they crisscross, but it seems like if you have to when people start putting the label on there, Usually it's best described as a mixture of like new wave of British heavy metal sound and like thrash metal. And then there's all kinds of other stuff that comes out of us, but our most common ground is probably like classic heavy metal and thrash.
Okay.
We like it heavy.
Being that you've been around for a while, like I said, you've obviously you've got a couple previous releases that we're not going to dip into tonight, but got some new stuff. What's you've got a new release you're working on that's hopefully when's that slated to be released?
Well, hopefully sometime before we go on tour. We're planning on going on tour about the beginning of April with the buddies of ours from Ancient Elm. But that's the tentative plan, is to try and get it done just before we go on tour in April.
We're actually in the studio right now.
Okay.
Talking from the studio.
With Jeff Stone on recording.
So you're looking forward to a new release pretty soon, and you guys know when you go on tour, where all you gonna head to?
I think we're strictly hanging out in the Midwest region, but
It's kind of our first tour stint. It starts off on the 12th of April in Omaha, Nebraska. We go through Colorado, Texas, Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, Wisconsin. We end in St. Paul, which is kind of the epicenter of heavy metal in our region. We're working on Des Moines for that, but right now it's St. Paul, Minnesota.
tear it up.
Okay. Question out of the chat box. Will the shows coming up, your tour coming up, focus more on your newer material?
Definitely. But, of course, yeah, definitely. But if anyone in the crowd, anyone who plans on going to the shows has any requests for older material, we're not opposed to playing any of that either.
Yeah, we did that last night, as a matter of fact.
There's nothing wrong with hanging out old school.
Right. You got to make everybody happy if you can.
Oh, yeah.
So you guys are, we got Thor in the chat box, too, from Ragnarocker. We can't wait to see you guys. You're coming to Chicago.
We can't wait to be there.
Apocalypse at Reggie's May 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, we're actually playing May 3rd. The doors are at 5, and then there's a couple bands going on. I think we're third on the joint music stage. It's the same night that Omen headlines on the rock stage.
Yeah.
Okay.
And actually, I was pretty stoked with that because I actually used to have a radio show in high school, and I played a fair amount of Omen back then. I came across a couple of their albums, and I played them pretty frequently.
Cool.
Gotta love that Omen.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, they're still around, but I mean, back in the day, you think about the bands, Omen was definitely a strong force. Metal War God is one of our DJs. He's in the chat box. He lives up in the Minnesota area, and he goes to Station 4. Are you guys familiar with that?
Oh, yeah.
We played there with Diamond Head last summer.
And I just saw Doro there. It was a badass show.
Yeah.
Our drummer just saw Doro.
Waste and Ghost.
Oh, yeah. Our other guitar player saw Municipal Waste and Ghost.
Yeah.
We played there with Ross the Boss.
Yeah.
That was pretty excellent. Can't recall. I think our other shows were just local shows.
What, up in St. Paul?
Yeah, or no, in Minneapolis.
Oh.
Yeah, St. Paul Station 4. Yeah.
Okay.
Get your facts
The way
right.
he talks, it's like the only place for metal up there, so.
There's a
It's not
couple.
really true.
There's a couple joints. That's one of the big places. That in First Ave, like Testament just played. First Ave.
There's a
pretty
cool place for
sold-out
underground
show.
shows called Big V's up there in St. Paul.
Right. Okay. Metal War God asked you, are they good friends with Sword Lord?
Yeah, he's an awesome dude. I mean, he's actually got us on a fair amount of shows, like through working with him. He does awesome work for heavy metal. He pretty much brings every band that kicks ass to that town, as far as I know.
Right. Okay. So what when you're coming to Chicago, is this going to be your only Chicago appearance in 2013? mean, is it Ring of Record?
On
No,
the
not
tour,
likely.
we'll be where will we be? We'll be in Illinois, but
Springfield, Illinois, but
not too close. But
we'll end up getting out there with a couple thrash bands at some point before the year's over as well.
we're bringing a couple bands from Illinois down.
Savagery
to Des Moines
and
soon.
Human Stew are coming out at the end of the month. 2 thrash bands from Chicago.
I love that name, Human Stew.
I'm familiar with them, believe it or not.
They do
That's-
an excellent Testament
That's
cover.
a sick name right there.
Yeah,
Wait,
they do
which
a really
one?
good version of Into the Pit by Testament.
Nice.
It's on YouTube. It's good stuff.
So you guys are from Iowa. Where exactly in Iowa do you live?
The butthole of Iowa, Des Moines, Iowa. Stinks.
That's actually not. I would say there's much stinkier places. But
Cedar Rapids.
Cedar
Dubuque.
Rapids. Yeah.
Great.
Not
now,
to hate
now
it.
everyone in Cedar,
Not
now
to-
Cedar Rapids hates us.
I
Way
mean,
to
pretty
go.
much every
Way
place
to go on the
is
record.
stinking.
No. We all stink. It's all Iowa. We all stink. Not to hate on any particular place, but
See you
it's
later,
like
Cedar Rapids fans.
it's
Well-
near the center of Iowa, and it's yeah.
We're all from Iowa.
We're from all over Iowa, actually. Our drummers from Humboldt. Our other guitar player who's not present is from Oskaloosa area.
Bondurant for Garin. I don't know about you. I mean,
Me and Grimace were raised in Des Moines.
I don't know if I was raised.
Born and raised.
Improperly raised.
There we go.
Raised by wolves in Des Moines, Iowa.
Hey, Dorothy Mantooth was a saint.
But we basically all just came together through common ground and, shared admiration for heavy metal.
And shared beers.
And beers.
shared beers.
So if you were playing Omen back in high school as a DJ, obviously you're influenced by a lot of old school metal bands. Are you influenced by any newer things that are going on?
I guess that
Some of our peers more actually, we're good friends with a couple bands we're playing with in Chicago. We go on right before Van Lade. We also have played with Lords of the Trident
Newer, bigger
on.
bands.
They're going to be playing on Saturday night.
I like me some Lamb of God.
As far as bigger bands that are newer are concerned, it would probably be Ghost, Bonded by Blood is recently newer. Gamma Bomb is another one that I like.
Municipal
Waste
Waste.
is somewhat newer.
Yeah.
That's like 2002,
Right,
2003.
Alpha Tiger.
There's a lot of new thrash that's out there that's still good. Rattlehead's a really good band.
A lot of
One Direction.
Whoa. Scratch that One Direction stuff.
I mean, just whoever the person is that threw a shoe at the guy and hit him in the balls.
Yeah, I'm a fan of him.
I think it was a her, but
Whatever. We can be friends.
So do you guys, okay, you're in
I wanna be
studio,
friends with it.
Working on your new release. Do you guys go through a label or do you self-produce? How do you go about that?
It's all DIY for us. Everything we do, pretty much.
we've been on Killer Metal Records in Germany for the first 2 releases. Right now, we are independent, pretty much just by our own, wanting to do our own thing. We really are just focused on getting the album done on our end, and then, if anything else comes of it, it's just going to be natural.
Gives us a little more freedom to make it so that we come out with something we truly want to bring out to the people. And couldn't do that without our good friend Jeff Stone sitting 3 feet away from me in front of his computer. And his buddy Chubbs.
What is it called? What is it? Studio One or some
Studios.
shit like that.
Studio Wizard.
So do you guys is there any way to actually distribute your stuff or do you use it?
There's a lot of smaller, small, medium-sized, some bigger places. It's not
Which
really
is it? I'm just kidding.
kind of all over the table. It's all sort of just through handshakes and
Yeah, we like to
connections we made
refer
over the
on
years.
Fans.
It's best. I mean, you can easily get the first 2 albums just by quick internet search. Visions of Pain and Portrait of Evil. Killer Metal Records still has both of them.
Okay. And you guys, you're sounding a little distant on this end. Are you guys?
We might just be farther away from the phone, but
there you
Yeah, actually, and our former vocalist has a
Well,
band
Marco
going
talks
called.
over us a lot.
Our former vocalist has a band going called Unity, and they're from Cedar Falls, Iowa, Waterloo, Iowa.
Unity. That's why
Okay,
I'm here.
You mentioned the band Unity.
Yeah,
Okay, is that
that's Alonzo's band, our former vocalist,
oh,
And
okay,
Tim.
okay.
and
You
Tim
guys get
Cummings
along
is
and
the
everything?
drummer. Yeah, I mean, me and him were really good friends, and we live in different towns now, so we don't chat as much. But yeah, we're still good friends.
Cool, cool. So, you're coming to Ragnarok or Metal Apocalypse. What can we expect? A mixture of old and new there, or are you gonna keep that a secret, or what?
That depends on the fans, I guess. Anyone who wants to call anything out that they want to hear at that fest, we'll be happy to play it. But
We're just gonna tear it up. That's basically
Yeah.
it. Tear it up, Des Moines style
It'll
in
be
Chicago.
a bulk of new stuff. Some a couple of our favorite tracks from the first two albums, probably.
We like it heavy.
but yeah, it's mostly up to the fans.
Okay, they're saying you want Sonic Asylum Radio to broadcast the show live and videotape it. And that's something we may work on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, okay, you got the new release coming, you got some tours coming up. Who does most of your songwriting in the band?
Everyone.
Yeah, we all kind of collaborate on the instrument stuff.
It's become more and more of a collaboration. I think towards the end of the songwriting process for this album, Garen had the start of a lot of the songs.
They all kind of branch off with everyone's little flavor added into them. I, the singer, Grimace, I do a lot of the songwriting, but a lot of concepts come from the songs, come from members in the band that giving me ideas, and I try to write that out best way to fit the music, and that way it's not just one man doing one thing and that's it. We're not Slayer, we can't do it like that. We like to collaborate, stop, collaborate, and listen, if you will.
Right. Question on chat box. You guys bringing merchandise to Ragnarok or to sell? T-shirts,
Absolutely.
all that stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll have shirts, patches, for sure.
Picks.
Guitar picks.
Hopefully some more albums.
Custom made
So,
ashtrays.
custom made
We will have
ashtrays.
the album done by then, right?
Right, there you go.
Our merch girl, Kelsey, she makes these really cool ashtrays that's got our logo on it and using like paint and stuff like that. And they've actually been a pretty hot commodity just because she puts a lot of work and detail into them. People are like, that's really
They're
cool.
one of a kind.
One of a kind type of deal. So those actually sell pretty well. And along with t-shirts,
Two different designs.
two different designs. I think we're almost out of a
we just
particular
restocked.
color. We
We
had a
just
particular
restocked.
color of one that was a
yeah.
darker blue than the one that we just
It's
restocked.
not
on,
that
but-
interesting though, Grimace, so we don't have to go into that.
Hey, you're not that interesting.
Your face is not that interesting.
I knew that.
Comment on the chat box. They can sell 2 of everything to Joey. Let them know. That was from
Oh,
Bob.
hell yeah.
Oh
Got
yeah,
it, Bob.
that'll be $5 billion. Just kidding.
Cat.
Do you guys have any vinyl? Or is it just CDs, T-shirts? Do you guys actually do a vinyl or
We
no?
have water warped vinyls, yes.
We had some vinyl of the first 2 albums.
First album.
Oh.
Yeah,
the first
and we
album.
actually plan to have the new album, but it is just sort of a matter of figuring out when we can press it, especially if it's going to be with our own funds as a band versus through some sort of collaboration. There's a lot of stuff in talks, but as of right now, we're for sure going to have it. It's just a matter of when, depending on how we get to that point.
If anyone ever wants to contact us about merch or anything, if they missed us at a show, we do have our online site. If you send out your information to us, we'll do whatever we can to get it to you within our abilities. Website is...
You can pretty much just search Dark Mirror Metal. There's Facebook /Dark Mirror Metal. There's darkmirroronline.net, and there's just an email, darkmirrorcontact@gmail.com.
Cool. Comment on the chat box. You should contact Jeremy at Heaven and Hell Records to see about getting their new release out. I deal with Jeremy myself. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Heaven and Hell or not.
Yeah, I think we've tried to book some help book some shows for bands. I think most recently we actually didn't succeed at that, but I know we've communicated in the past over the last couple years.
Right. Okay. He'll probably be at the show anyway.
Yeah, hell yeah, we'll talk there. Hell yeah.
Enough with the hell yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm getting some flack. You want to hear some Dark Mirror? I've got one song you sent me. This is new stuff,
What
correct?
is it?
It's Kairos.
Yeah, from
Right.
Otho.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is actually a demo. So it's a raw demo. We're in the
Recorded
studio
analog.
right now doing the
real
the
shit.
real stuff.
The real.
Okay.
Silence to fall.
Gotta love that. When keeping it real goes wrong.
Just a demo. Is this going to be on the next release?
The song will be, this specific recording will be, it'll sound different when it's on the album, different
yeah.
recording.
Oh, yeah.
Does it sound halfway decent?
Yeah, it does.
Good, man. We just wanna go
We
through
just thought
the,
it would give people an idea of the new stuff.
we wanna go through the song with a fine tooth comb and make sure it's good for the album.
Right. What can you tell me about this song? Is there anything behind it or any meaning?
It's about-
Or just what's
it's-
going on with it?
It's about time in the mental concept of past, present, and future.
Like if you look up the actual definition of the word kairos, it pretty much means the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
And we did that before Sepultura, by the way.
Yeah,
so,
we had a song called Kairos before they had anything to do with that word.
Not to hate on Sepultura.
No, we love Sepultura.
We love
Hell yeah.
Sepultura, but we had a foist. It's kind of those, if you play with fire, you're bound to get boinked.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. yeah. Put
That's
that to
the
print.
right
Cheerio.
Okay,
saying.
well, let's check this out. Some Dark Mirror.
listen to this?
You're listening to MadBrad's Metal Mayhem on Sonic Asylum Radio. We'll be right back. Check it out.
Yeah!
I think he cut you.
Cool.
Oh, maybe.
Well,
Still there?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
well, crikey.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Still here.
Just want to say thanks for letting us tongue punch your chat box.
No problem, man. No problem.
Better swallow that beer, Gary, before you choke. I thought that was good.
To get your name out there, but to have fun as well, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to be one of them stuffy guys. It's just,
Yeah.
it's all serious business here. It's gotta
Metal-
be fun.
Metal is a business, but it's a business of fun, and you can't have, like, a lack of sense
I
of humor.
refuse to take it seriously. That's all
Yeah,
I'm saying.
yeah.
I refuse.
Right. Absolutely.
That doesn't mean I'm not going to do my work at the end of the day, but I refuse to take it seriously.
I can't take something too serious. I mean, I play and I put about 8% of my energy into it anymore. Of course, I'm getting old. But,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't take it serious like I used to. I used to take it serious as a heart attack. And I was just like, yeah,
Well, you gotta have a sense of humor about stuff. I mean, life is so much more funner, or so much more fun when you have a sense of humor about stuff. I mean, if you're just all business, it's like that old saying, all work and no play makes Grimace a dull boy.
It was the best.
right.
There's no sense in being all serious and stern about stuff. I mean,
It'll give you cancer.
it'll give you cancer, ball cancer, rectal cancer, brain cancer. Did I mention ball cancer?
What do you think of? This is unmixed.
My brain ball.
My brain ball, rectal cancer.
Mix a track off.
Right. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I think heavy metal is,
Yeah, that's what I mean. Oh, yeah,
there's only so many things in life that are true, that are fun.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's one of the only genres that you can go back to the beginning and, follow it, and it's still pretty much, true to itself. There's a lot of other things that got called metal or heavy metal or a different subgenre, but, Merciful Fate, or King Diamond anyway, still around, hopefully coming back with some new stuff. People that were there from the beginning.
Ozzy, Black Sabbath, they're putting that album together to fucking tear it up. That's gonna be badass.
Right.
I don't think Tony Iommi and Geezer Butler have ever been on anything that was not quality.
Yeah.
Oh,
Drugs included.
I love that.
Drugs included. Yes.
That Heaven and Hell album they put out.
Oh yeah, that was excellent. I got to see Heaven and Hell live a couple times.
Yeah, Megadeth too. Fuck yeah.
Rest in peace, Dio.
Right.
Yeah, in terms of just a personality, probably like Dio and Iron Maiden are two of our biggest influences in terms of, work ethic and quality of their career and whatnot, and just how they treat fans.
Right. I was fortunate enough to meet Sabbath on the Forbidden Tour. I didn't know I had guest passes to go backstage.
Damn.
They played with Motorhead.
Oh, that's one of my other favorite bands, so that's excellent.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, man, I had a hard on 10 feet. No. I had the tickets, and I think there was 2 backstage passes, but I didn't know. Nobody told me that was, part of the deal. And
I had backstage passes to a Dio and Anthrax show, but Dio was really sick, and it was one of the few shows where he didn't stay and hang out with the fans. I got to hang out with Rudy Sarzo and Craig Goldie.
cool.
2 badass motherfuckers.
Absolutely.
Oh, and Simon Wright.
That's right.
Yeah, I had a good connection at one time to a record store that had a whole bunch of label contacts. They got me on all kinds of shit for years, and met so many bands over the years, and I was glad I went through that time period because I don't have the luxury like I used to, but I do occasionally, but not like I did back then.
Yeah, I mean, we've gotten a chance to be around quite a few cool people. We've supported Overkill before, so we were around Bobby and Dee Dee.
I asked you about next. We got about 20 seconds. I'm
Cool.
gonna bring you back in. We'll talk about that when we come back. That was one of the questions I had up my sleeve for you.
All right, cool.
Other bands you guys have shared the stage with, so.
Listen to that voice, Dustin.
All right, I'm gonna bring you back right now. All right, we're back. MadBrad's Metal Mayhem, Sonic Asylum Radio, and that was some Dark Mirror. We're back.
Woo! Woo!
Yeah.
We found sanctuary at last.
Whoa, yeah.
They're getting crazy over there in Iowa, man.
Mark just took his shirt off. Put it back on. Put it back on. Oh my God. Nobody needs to see that. Ain't nobody
got time for that.
Question I was going to ask you guys, and I'm still going to ask you guys. You guys played quite a few shows. What are some of the bands you've shared the stage with, or played the same night with?
Some of the most notorious.
That's how you do that.
Overkill. We were direct support for them, and it was excellent. We were actually supposed to play with them this past Sunday, but Bobby is very sick with walking pneumonia.
Bobby, get well.
Yeah, he got dropped off. They dropped off the Testament tour, unfortunately. But actually, we were just young kids the first time we played with Overkill, and I gave him our first album, and Bobby goes, "Thanks, kid. I'll use it as a coaster."
I hope he used it as a coaster.
But yeah, Dee Dee Verney is excellent. I mean,
That's a fine coaster.
Dee Dee Verney is a great dude, great
notch.
bass player, great guy. we shared the stage with thanks to Swordlord. He brought Diamond Head to Station 4.
Oh yeah.
He brought Ross the Boss from Manowar to Station 4.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, I had a special request. You don't want to bother people when they're doing their thing. We know that. But I one of my favorite Manowar songs from the first album was Shell Shock. So I asked him, you looked at the band and said, can we pull that one out? And they said, yeah. So they played it, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
That is very cool.
As far as newer bands, we played with Toxic Holocaust,
Soulfly,
Holy Grail,
Zoso,
Warbringer,
Zoso, the Zeppelin cover band,
Cavalier Conspiracy.
Cavalera Conspiracy,
UFO.
Bonded by Blood. Oh yeah, not to mention a little band called UFO.
Yeah.
They were, and Phil Mogg was way fucking cool.
And Vinnie Moore was a badass.
Vinnie Moore was a badass, and UFO was actually one of my personal favorites. That was excellent. We got to hang out around Halloween
Oh my god, yeah.
and
Oh my
Gamma Ray,
God.
and actually that was one of the shows where Kai Hansen took the stage at the end of the set. They played like Future World, I think.
Yeah.
And Michael Weike was like, he gave us some sage advice too. He said, grow up and make a new album. So, we did. It's good advice. Deicide, yeah.
Oh,
we played
man.
with Glenn. We shared the stage with Glenn Benton, and, he is pretty much as advertised.
Seeing Glenn Benton for me was like a moment where I couldn't forget just looking at his forehead and seeing that upside down cross permanently engraved.
And we had
in
a
his
friend.
forehead.
We had a friend who was like, it was like a teenage girl meeting Justin Bieber or something when he met Glenn Benton. So it was entertainment.
We also opened for DRI not too long
DRI.
ago.
Yeah.
Lurking Corpses.
Yeah, we played with them.
Played with Vader back in the day. 3 Inches of Blood a number of times.
Exodus.
Exodus.
We didn't play with your
Played a
cat.
show the night after Gallagher, the comedian.
Like
What
Gallagher,
that's
bitch!
Played with In Defense from
In
Minneapolis
Defense
just
are
about
excellent.
a week ago.
You actually played, Gallagher did his thing and you guys played after.
No, it was the night before, but the flyers were still up, and
You
it was
guys
like,
want to smash some fruit?
$10 to get in, $20 for fruit smashing zone.
Quit spitting on my hand, Mark.
The opening band was Metallica,
That's right. Metallica.
but anyway, that was neither here nor there. That was the night before.
Harvester of melons!
What?
You want to smash some fruit?
Yeah.
I got a question out of the chat room. Is this your first Chicago appearance, the Ragnarocker?
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, we were supposed to do some metal up your taps. It just they always kind of fell through on the other end. So this will be our first, and hopefully we'll be back very soon.
Oh, we will.
We got some. There's some awesome bands that we've.
Smash Potato.
Yeah,
too.
Smash Potato.
They're killer.
Yes.
I've got one thing I just want to request coming up to Chicago. I'm a fat dude. I love pizza. I want people to let me know the best place to get a
Yeah,
slice.
and where's the Married with Children fountain at? That's what I want to know. Where's that thing at?
Oh, that's up in the city, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want.
I gotta go.
Fucking album cover right there. Married with Children
Yeah, that would
fountain.
be badass. Yeah.
It goes together like a horse and carriage, and I want to be there.
We were actually at one time. I was working on a show trying to get Trouble to come through. I think they're still kicking it in some way, shape, or form.
Are you telling me you had trouble getting Trouble in the town? Is that what you're trying to
Something like that.
say? All right.
Sounds like trouble.
Yeah, that fountain isn't far from where you guys are playing, so I'm sure you could figure out something to get down
It's
there, maybe do a
Maiden at
video
the
or
Zorba
shoot
this
some
year.
pictures. People are saying Geno's East in Chicago
Nice.
in the city is probably the best pizza. I've heard that. I'm a huge pizza guy, and our own Portland's Big Jim Sutton, he's in the chat box. He's a big dude too, and he eats a lot of pizza. So we live. Now who the hell is calling me?
What?
Wow. Godfather.
Pizza, you delicious.
Chicago too.
Nice.
Yeah, so,
Pizza.
My buddy
the
Jeff
Hut.
Grimes, my buddy from work, Jeff Grimes, tried to tell me about a really cool place up there to eat some pizza. I forgot it, so I'm gonna have to reiterate and ask him again.
Cool story, bro.
Thanks. It's not made up either.
Oh, shit.
Shout out to a buddy at work.
We gave the phone to the wrong two people. Sorry about that.
All right, Garrett, here you go. It's
Me
all
and
you.
Clint
It's
should
all
take
you.
over.
Take
We
over.
actually have stuff valuable to say.
like what?
I don't care. In the chat box says he proposed to his wife at the Buckingham Fountain.
That's badass.
Nice.
Is that the Married with Children fountain?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know the name of it.
Did he put his hand down his pants and sit on the couch after he proposed, and then go and sell some shoes?
Odin, Bob says, I repeat, Odin is buying pizza for all of that.
Pizza, man. You know what we need, man? 2 big pizzas, man, with everything on them. All right.
No, not everything on them.
All right.
We got, Bob says, my wife left me at that fountain.
Oh! Sorry, bud.
No, that's congratulations, fella.
I guess that depends on if she was good in the sack. If she left him and she was good in the sack, sorry. But if not, run. Be free.
That's
Oh, wow.
that's the whole gist behind that show. Is being married sucks. That's what we.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Yes.
Like I said, I'm a huge pizza person, but I ate
Like
at
Pizza
Gino's
the Hut.
in Chicago years ago, and it was very good. And other than that, I've had some pretty sweet
These
little
pizza
mom-
punks.
little pizza joints up there near a show. And but yeah, Big Jim says not Little Caesars.
Ah,
We
no
can
thanks.
get plenty of cardboard here.
Right. That's
Cardboard
very
with
good.
ketchup on it.
There goes our sponsorship.
Shit on a shingle.
And turkey roni instead of pepperoni.
It's called JJ's Pizza Shack. They got some pretty damn good pizza, but
Frick yeah.
yeah, I'm a huge pizza freak, and except I'm getting yelled
Pizza
at by my
the Hut.
doctor.
I think we're getting free pizza when we go to Chicago. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, we have occasionally referred to ourselves as pizza metal. Once or twice in our lives.
And trash metal because that's where we put all the boxes.
People forget the H a lot. So
We
we
grew
end up
up,
being trash
and we
metal
grew up
somehow.
watching Ninja Turtles, so
Yeah, that works.
Cowabunga, dude.
Have you guys ever played with Sonic Pulse?
no.
Okay, I was just curious.
As for bands that Lords of the Trident we've played with, and we played with Van Lade a number of times. Drank moonshine with Van Lade.
Yeah. Don't recommend that.
Don't recommend it.
Night night. Keep your butthole tight.
We're looking forward to seeing Oz. They're on the Saturday on May 4th. They're the headliner on May 4th.
Who do we got? Yeah.
There's a lot of good bands on this bill.
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't think anybody could walk in there and be disappointed. There's a lot of good bands in the Ragnarok.
If the bodies are moving, we'll keep it grooving.
There you go. So you guys have never been to Reggie's. It's a very cool place.
Yeah, I think
I've
Our
seen
drummer's
Gamma
been
Ray.
there. Yeah.
our drummer saw Gamma Ray at Reggie's.
It's an awesome, awesome place.
We need to.
Both rooms, both stages are primo stuff, man.
Okay, so somebody's been there to kind of know what the place is like. It's a very cool. It's probably one of the most happening metal rooms in the Chicago area. Say myself.
For sure, yeah, I could believe that.
I think, didn't Uli John Roth just play there?
Yes.
Yeah, we had a bunch of stuff going on. Otherwise, we would have been at least 2 of those shows.
Yeah.
Our merch girl / drummer's girlfriend was there though.
Yeah, Kelsey was there.
I was so close to jumping in my car and going, and
We actually had gigs.
I was hungover the next day. That wasn't happening.
That's
We
not.
played out with Plague
the
and
show there the night before Deceased played with The Sinner and a couple other bands, and it got cold. I've been kind of, under the weather myself lately, and I was so tempted. It was like $24 to walk in, and my wife's like, "Just go. I'll give you the money and go," because I've never seen them. I really thought about about it, and you know, and I just
That was
the
Dora.
nice warm house convinced me to stay home. Then I saw on Facebook that he played a bunch of old Scorpion stuff, so I was kind of pissed I didn't go.
Worth it.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah,
what can you say?
great guitar player.
I'm sure it
legendary.
was worth it.
Hell yeah.
We would have loved to have seen it. We were up there the night before playing with Plagued Insanity and Lochnar up in St. Paul.
In King
And
Goro.
in King Goro, we were a little too hungover the next day to.
No, we had a
stick around.
show the next day.
Oh, we had a show the next day.
And we
we
were
were hungover and we had a show the next day.
Yeah, see, I get hungover and I don't even drink.
And we were at Doro, and our drummer was at
Damn.
Doro the night before.
It's understandable.
Oh yeah, that was a busy
They
weekend.
call that a bangover, is what I think what they call that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just old, man. So
I saw that movie, The Bangover.
Yeah, I get the old age hangover. Hey, you've been up more than 8 hours, man. You'll go get your
Time to take a nap.
Yeah.
Stand and deliver.
Vodka Red Bulls, that'll help.
You know what? I can't do. I gotta stay away from caffeine and all that shit.
Oh, man.
Blacktooth Grin? I mean, I know
The
that's
older
got
you get,
hop
the
in
more
it.
life sucks. That's all I gotta say.
I'm becoming patient.
Says
You know,
the somewhat youngest person in the band.
I've been to the doctor the first time in 15 years. I had to. So
You can tell the ladies that. I don't care.
now I'm getting all these medications shoved in me and everything else. So
Whoa.
Yeah, that's brutal stuff.
That's when you get old, man.
Yep. Getting old sucks, but at least you keep your. At least you still know what's good in the world. Even though you're getting older, it sucks, but at least you still know good music when you hear it.
I think the worst thing about getting older is seeing the younger generation of sheeple moving forward into the world. Blinders on.
Copy paste.
Justin
That type-
Bieber.
Yeah,
Taylor
you know,
Swift.
you see that kind of stuff, and I guess, you know,
Kesha.
I'm kind of giving myself away here. I grew up as a kid in the 60s.
Yeah, ask him if we can smoke in
70s,
here.
and, you know, you had the same kind of thing going on, but I don't think it was as grotesque as Justin Bieber, but, you know, you had, like,
up to me.
Partridge Family,
We're up to me.
you had your
I'm
teen
talking to him.
idol,
Like,
Sean
that's Ken. Like,
Cassidy, you know,
just
like,
smoke in here.
I don't like that stuff. I always thought it was gay.
Yeah.
Then eventually you had Bon Scott, who was badass.
Yeah.
Right.
She had a bong.
Well, you know, I'll never forget this. It's one of my old stories back when I was in 4th grade. We had a Friday day where our teacher used to bring LPs in on Fridays.
Nice.
And she'd let you play one song off the LP. And, you know, all these kids are bringing in Tommy James and the Adele, Sean Cassidy, all this crap, you
Yeah.
know. And, you know, I'm talking, this is 1974, somewhere around
Jesus
there.
God.
And I walk in with Master Reality.
Nice.
Nice.
I had a similar day. Oh, go
She
ahead.
puts it on, you know, you had
That's got Into the Void on it, right?
the
Yeah.
nice acoustic opening right before Lord of this World.
Orchids, yep.
playing. And she's like, wow, that's so pretty. And all of a sudden, you know, Tony's,
Yeah.
I swore my teacher's hair stood up like she put her fingers in light.
Yep.
That's one of my favorite Ozzy Sabbath records.
Yeah, and everybody's looking at me like I'm the, oh, man.
Yeah, I listened to that album about 16, 17 years ago on 8-track, then in a buddy's car, and I was hooked on it ever since.
I
then.
remember
Date
Brandon,
yourself.
Brandon
When I-
it was his car. It was not. It
when
was,
I was in,
I mean, it was like the 90s.
when I was in
but-
5th grade, I had a similar experience, and we got to bring an album in and listen to it. And I'm fairly certain, you know, one kid brought in like Green Day, one kid brought in like Spice Girls, and I'm fairly certain I brought in Rust in Peace. Yeah, and it was like 5th grade, so I'm proud of my 5th grade self for that.
Right. You know, and it's a cool thing to you know, and it's funny because even at that age, you start figuring out who are the metalheads.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
You know, you're just this kid, and you're going,
Actually, for me, it was funny. I played like baseball, little league, whatever, and one of my teammates just somehow knew I liked some metal, like Megadeth and Metallica, whatever.
He was wearing
And,
skinny jeans and an Iron Maiden t-shirt.
And anyway, he asked me, you
Studded
know,
belt.
his grandma worked for like Sanctuary Records, and he asked me, you know, if I liked Iron Maiden, and I was like, yeah, what I know, they're cool. And he just happened to give me a box set that had every Maiden album. It was like it made the album cover of Killers, so every Maiden album that was out at the time. And, you know, that just, I guess I was set for life after that, really.
Wow. Cool.
It just kind of, it was meant to be. It was meant to be.
I can't believe anybody would listen.
I
believe anyone
was
would listen to
fortunate
us
enough to have
for
older brothers, so when they were in college, back in the Woodstock days, they were coming home with, I'll never forget this. This is the first time I ever heard Lucifer's Friend was when the first Lucifer's Friend album was released. My brother brought it home from college, and my parents went away. Of course, he had his big stereo set up, and he cranks it up the windows out of the house because mom and dad aren't home. It wasn't. He drops the album on the turntable, and here's Lucifer's Friend. And that's back in 1971, and I went out and bought the album. Uriah Heep, old Uriah Heep, and all that shit, and like I said, the Black Sabbath, all that stuff, and I knew that from that point on, my musical taste would never be the same.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember one of my teachers when I had my radio show. I think it had The Wizard, I believe it was called, Uriah Heep, and so I spun some of that. That was the first time I ever heard Uriah Heep, but it was an awesome experience.
Yeah, that Uriah Heep, wow, what a great band, man. And actually, my guitarist just went and saw them recently, and I'm kicking myself in the ass because
Where was that?
Huh?
Where was that?
It was in the suburbs of Chicago. They did a tour, their tour, and
nice.
It was phenomenal.
I believe it. I was not even aware of this current tour.
Yeah, they've got a new release out. Actually, the last couple of releases have been really good. And okay, let me get to a question out of the chat box here. Will they be putting up a song or two on Facebook or something for people to sample before the album is released?
That we can do.
Yeah.
I see. That's Thor the Blondarian that says that. We know who that is.
Okay, so that'd be cool to have. That's a great idea. Another band. What was each album that influenced them to play metal?
I guess it would be. I don't know. Oh shit. I guess it would be Symphony X: The Odyssey for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jason Rulo's a badass drum player.
This is Marco. For me, it was a kind of a rapid burst of punches. Rust in Peace, Master of Puppets, Heaven and Hell. Probably then like a smattering of 70s Scorps, UFO, and Alcatraz.
Marco got fisted with metal very hardly at a young age.
Anthrax, Fistful of Metal.
There you go. This is Grimace. I'd say my inspiration in getting into metal was a little bit more a newer style of metal. I'd have to say that the album that got me really interested in playing metal would be LD50 by Mudvayne. Yeah.
He's like 3 years old, though.
Yeah, I'm 24 years old. So I'm not as old as
He's
Fart.
got the least old school roots of
We had
It's
to
not
run.
a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing.
I like to keep it fresh, but I like the classics.
So, I mean, he was like 12 when it came out.
He's the more modern metalhead of the group, which isn't bad. That's not a bad thing.
Garen just came back
Hey,
from
Garen.
having a smoke. The question they want to know is, what metal album influenced you to get into playing metal?
Two things. First off, I had two when I was young. It was Chaos AD and Far Beyond Driven. Dimebag Darrell is the reason why I'm sitting here talking to you right now. There's
Actually,
no other
it's the
explanation
reason
for
why
it.
we're a band. But yeah.
Okay, yeah. But he was the guy. There's a lot of people, Tony Iommi and Slayer being other big ones, Megadeth and such. But the one who really, at the end of the day, not only taught me about music and playing guitar in general, but also how to look at life was Dimebag Darrell. And he was a big, huge... You know, people could say what they want about the band or whatever. I'm really sick and tired of hearing about it, to be quite honest. But the guy, I believe, was about as good as you could ever find in the genre. He was pretty much the benchmark for what I think anybody should hold themselves to. So
The standard. If you can't play that good, piss off.
You can't measure him. He is the stick.
Between and just listening to interviews by him, I mean, that was how I first discovered a number of bands. Grim Reaper, I think I just read a Dimebag interview where he's talking about Grim Reaper, and I checked them out. It was excellent. I think that was how I might have been even how I found out that Dio fronted Black Sabbath. I mean, when I was a young kid. And actually, right before the band was officially formed, it was actually the night that Dimebag got shot that was kind of the catalyst for it to happen, because we just decided, he was one of the last dudes kind of carrying the torch in the sort of above ground realm. So we just really decided we wanted to give it a serious shot. And about a week later, I was at a Joey Belladonna concert, and that was when really the roots of Dark Mirror cemented.
And then upon the lineup changes, to add further on it, the whole Dimebag situation, which still gets me a little depressed hearing about it to this day, that's kind of what started Dark Mirror. But then upon the lineup changes happening with Grimace and me joining the band was around the time that Dio passed away. Mm-hmm. So it seems that significant benchmarks in the metal genre leaving the world has been also significant to us, in the sense that it has also been a stamp in time as to when significant things have happened to the band.
We actually wrote a song about like all the people that have influenced us in music that have passed on to greener pastures, more metaler pastures.
Metaler. He said metaler.
Metaler.
Whatever. Anyway, we wrote a song about it, and it's going to be on the new album. It's kind of a long one, so...
It's a storyteller.
It's a storyteller. It's called Immortalized.
Actually, right after Grimace joined the band, we were supposed to share the stage with one of my favorite live acts, and that was Nevermore, and they broke up like 2 days before we were supposed to play.
No. World Dang got checked into rehab.
Yeah, no.
They broke up, essentially.
What?
We've had Nevermore, Death Angel, and Overkill cancel on us, which that stings pretty bad, but keep checking, I guess.
We keep trying to help bring as many badass bands to our hometown as we can, We help in any way that we can.
It's not just a personal gain for us. We want them to play for other people, but like to be able to play with them, play a good show with them is just like that's something we look forward to every time a good band comes into Des Moines. Got to get on that show.
That's kind of how we learned a lot of
Got to get on that Guar
stage
show.
Presence, how to hold yourself, just how to be professional, just how to be in a way that is professional.
Yeah, the role models.
It's good to be.
There you go.
It's good to be.
You mentioned you saw Joey Belladonna. Was that the solo tour he did?
Yeah, I was actually at Station 4 in St. Paul. He was playing drums and singing and playing, a mixture of solo stuff and Anthrax.
I'm the man.
He did.
He plays drums on the Man anyway.
So. He played drums on all the songs, Metal, Thrash, and Mad.
No, I mean, but
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Actually, a funny story. He ran out of songs because the crowd was going nuts, and I'm not 100% sure. I think it was me, but it might have been someone else yelled out, play Metal Thrashing Mad again. And he was like, nah, that's cheese. And everyone was like, do it. He's like, all right, fuck it. Metal Thrashing Mad. Played it again, and that was excellent.
Before we're done.
Yeah, I saw that same tour. He played at a club in a small town. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding. So I go, and it was killer. And I didn't realize he was playing drums and singing at the same time. It was really funny, and I hung out with him all night.
Yeah, no, he hung out with till everybody was gone, and he was way cool.
Right, right. Very cool guy. And then I saw the tour he did after Anthrax again. And,
Yeah. I saw that, and I saw him opening for Judas Priest.
Okay.
It was Anthrax with Joey opening for Judas Priest in the Quad Cities.
The last time I saw Anthrax was at the Rave in Milwaukee, and it was their 25th anniversary reunion show or whatever. And a friend of mine's very good friends with the band members, and Charlie's really good friends with Charlie. Charlie walked off the stage, tossed his water bottle, and came up to us and said, "Hey, I'd love to get you backstage, but I can't do it tonight. It's not a good night." And Scott, he threw his water bottle, and Joey fell down. And I'm like, yeah, it got ugly, and that was two more nights. Joey was out of the band again, so
Charlie don't cheat.
About, but just one of them things.
That stuff gets a little. I mean, that's typical band stuff. Anytime you're around some dudes, it's no different than being in a marriage. But
Whoa.
Whoa.
it's really not. It's the same
Minus
shit.
the sex.
Thing.
Minus the sex.
But yeah,
Except for some cases.
I've talked to one of Anthrax's roadies after a show, and they're cool dudes, honestly, from everything that I've gathered from them. And one of their roadies actually helped me out with getting a picture with Kerry King and stuff, and it was actually a really good experience. They, from what I experienced from them, which was just very short interactions, but it was always good and positive. So,
And Motorhead was on that show.
Yeah, Motorhead was also there, and also Slayer, obviously.
And Slipknot.
For a lot of old dudes out there doing it, just seem sick and tired to be doing it, and so it's always refreshing when you see a 48-year-old or a 56-year-old metalhead who comes up and actually appreciates a young fan, as opposed to just shuns them and waits for their next paycheck, so to speak.
Yeah, that's not cool, man.
Yeah, but you see a lot of that out there nowadays, and I understand where they're coming from. I mean, I'd get sick of playing dive bars after 25 years myself, but if you're not enjoying it, then you should probably get out of the game, I guess is my thought on it. So.
Right, absolutely. I think that does, my biggest disappointment, and I'm not going to slam the guy, but Wasp played close to me quite a few years back, and they played a decent-sized club, and Latin would not associate with anybody, had to be escorted on and off the stage, cut 10 songs off the song list because he didn't like the size of the crowd. What? They played, they kicked ass, but he went back to the tour bus and wouldn't let anybody talk to him or say hi to him.
Damn.
And he had his drummer and his bass player walk around, greet people in the crowd, and then they packed him up.
It's cold dinner.
Yeah, that is cold dinner. There's nothing I have seen that a fair bit of times myself, and there's nothing that's more off-putting to me. I've had it happen to me a few times, to which I don't really want to call out who it was specifically, but I've had that happen many times to myself, and it's never a good situation, but at the same, like I said, I try I'm understanding. You carry your gear around. You get tired of being on the road. I understand.
The way I see it, if it's someone who lives on the road, it's a different story because you never know what could be going on in their life.
It's true. Their wife could be leaving them.
If it's like a band, if it was like a band, like a young band like us, and then we were being, like that, that's a whole different story. But if you live on the road, you never know what's going on with somebody.
Absolutely. Yeah, you just don't know. They might be having a bad night. Their back might hurt. Like you said, their wife might be packing their bags and leaving home as you don't know.
Yeah, exactly. And
it's
so
hard.
Maybe she didn't want to have anything to do with his dirty balls.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Anyway,
She got tired of fucking like a beast.
I want to play something for you guys before we end this interview.
okay, we got one thing we want to get out to.
Okay.
Just before we
Just before we give it, we just want to give out to shout out to some bands that have helped us out along the way. Two that come to mind real quick for me are Nancy Grace Death Squad from Des Moines, crossover kind of thrash band, and Agronex, which is basically pure black metal. Just people that have supported us that we think we should pay it back to a little bit. Anybody else has any bands that NGDS and Agronex are the ones that come to mind for me. So
the big ones for me, I mean, obviously I'll give a shout out to him just because he was a part of the band at one point. Alonzo
Unity,
and Unity.
yeah. Unity is
Guys
another good
from
one.
Cedar Falls. Anybody else got any?
There's actually a really good group. I mean, I would be talking for a long time.
Ancient Elm from Sac City, good doom band.
Can't wait to tour it up and tear the
we're going
road
on
to
tour
pieces.
with them.
Primal Breath.
Yellow. What up? You here?
Yeah, just
Okay, come on over here.
Insanity, Lochnar, Thorhammer,
Sure, I guess, yeah.
I got a long ass list.
Yeah,
but
it's gonna start.
Actually, you
Okay.
should
So anyway, go
pay
on.
attention to our. Keep in touch with us on like Facebook or whatever, Twitter, and we always try to promote other people's shows even when we're not playing. So, just keep in touch, and if you like what you hear, we always link up to other guys. So, other guys
No
and
homo.
gals.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
No
go ahead with what you were gonna say.
What we're going to do is we're going to put a Dark Mirror link on our band page so people, when they get on our website, check out our band page.
The first two albums are actually completely on YouTube, so I mean you can check them out anytime.
And we have plenty of live. We have a lot of live footage with the current lineup. Desert of Desecration, Kairos,
Patterns of Chaos.
Goddamn. These are all good songs.
Matt
These
Damon.
these are all songs that we have posted that are off the new album that just haven't been on. That all we have is live cuts so far. So
We're not going to call it Matt Damon. There's a song on there.
At least we don't think so anyway.
it's
I don't need to be a part of the Bourne Conspiracy, man. I don't need to be a part of that.
With the Film Actors Guild.
The Black Crusaders. I don't want nothing to do with that.
I don't understand this one comment in here, but I'll figure it out.
What's that?
So they can find you on Facebook. You got your own website. Go on
Gatecrasher?
Google and Dark Mirror Band, all that good stuff, correct?
Yep.
Gatecrasher.
Gatecrasher.
Whatever the fuck that is, I don't know. But there you go, dude.
Oh, it's a band.
It's a band. I don't know. We'll check it out.
What's the question?
We'll check it
They're from
out.
Iowa.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
there's Gatecrasher on the air.
That's what he wanted me to do. So we hooked you up on that. Wait, what? I don't know what. We'll check it out.
Yeah, hell yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna play something for you guys. What would you like to hear? This is, it's a reverse request.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Pick it wisely, guys.
Hold on. Let me. Yeah, this is tough.
The
I think we
Odyssey
can all
of
agree on
Symphony
some
X.
sort of. Well, we already listened to King Diamond, didn't we? Shit.
Yeah.
Into the
Let's. How about Metal Meltdown from Judas Priest?
I can go with that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm down.
Metal Meltdown from Judas Priest. If you can make that happen.
Okay, we can do that. We will do that.
Nice.
Okay.
I like it a lot.
Gatecrasher.
Gatecrasher.
Gate Crasher.
Play some Gatecrasher.
What is your favorite Judas Priest album?
Painkiller for me, but
Yeah.
that's just me. Painkiller, 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 all the way. But that's one dude in the band.
Oh, it's tough. For Marco, it's probably Sad Wings of Destiny.
Nice. It's all good
Yeah.
though. I like it all. So, Angel of Retribution's good. Fucking Screaming for Vengeance is amazing. British Steel is amazing. I mean, all these. You can't really go wrong with any of them. Even back to Rock-a-Rolla.
I think that's how they coined the phrase. It's
Priest
all
band,
good.
so I gotta agree with.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with
Not
that.
too much Priest you can go wrong with. I mean,
No, there's really not.
I
at
stand
all.
firm. My favorite's Sad Wings of Destiny.
Turbo's the only one that I don't really get down with a whole lot, but that's fine. Everybody
He
has their own
doesn't
thing.
ram it down too often.
Wow.
Come on now. Hey, we're not like
Let's
that.
keep
Come
it
on.
civil. Let's keep it civil. We're
We're,
adults.
we're not gay back.
I just meant you don't listen to the album that often.
There's good stuff on there. There's good stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like you can tell it was right before Painkiller. I'll just put it that way.
I still like. I even like Turbo. Fuck it. I'll go on record. I like it.
Well, I saw him at the reunion tour with.
We don't need no parental guidance here.
I saw him with Thin Lizzy and Black Label Society on this most recent tour, and
Plus,
it was a
live,
really
you can't
great
go
show.
wrong.
Jesus, Mario, you're killing me. I saw it was a great show, but that was Turbo Lover. I gotta admit, was the only song that I had sat down for. I had to take a break, and that was my break. That was my cigarette break.
I didn't have to sit down at all when I saw Judas Priest.
No, not.
That just didn't sound right.
I couldn't sit down.
He couldn't sit down. That's what happened. He couldn't sit down.
Oh,
Butt hurt.
but it's getting out of hand. All right.
All right.
We should probably could put a cap on this.
There's it's been a while for me since I saw Priest. I still gotta tell you, every time I saw him, I always thought a great show. And I actually saw the fight thing he did too.
Oh,
Nice.
hell yeah!
Yeah, I saw him with Ripper.
I wish I could have seen the
Tim the
solo
Ripper
tour.
Yeah.
Resurrection, Crucible. Those were excellent albums.
With the Ozfest tour where Halford was
I
singing
saw
for
him in the
Sabbath.
yeah. I saw him in the Ripper era when they had Tim Owens singing for him, and
The Ripper.
I like Jugulator. People
Oh, hell
say
yeah.
what they want about that album. I think it's a really great album, and
I think we all
so
could
I've seen
agree
him.
on that.
I think about 3 or 4 times with Rob, and then I saw them once with Tim. And I'll tell you what, Tim was about as down to earth and as cool of a dude as I've ever met. Props to him for that, because I've met a lot of them, and they've been everything from dicks to very nice to in between. And Tim is on the very front end of being one of the coolest. dudes that
Demolition's
I've met.
great too.
Yes.
Metal Messiah.
This guy's not even drinking. Look at this guy.
Sober as fuck.
I'm high on metal, dude.
There you go. I must admit,
Injected
Priest
straight
is
into his
a very,
balls.
very legendary
man?
band
Outside
that
the fucking
influenced a ton
train
of
over
people.
here.
And always liked the band, always will like the band. Any incarnation of them, I can't
Are you
complain.
drinking at
I'm a
least
bitch. If it's
5.9?
heavy and it's metal, I dig it, you know?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's probably we have so many divergent genres and subgenres of metal that we all like, but our common ground is definitely Priest and Maiden. I mean, we can't turn either of those down.
Or
Like,
Dio.
like,
Dio.
like Divergent touched for the very first time.
Afterwards, and ended up going. We ended up
That
getting
doesn't make any sense.
You don't.
I never do.